America may not have medieval knights or ancient dragon legends, but it does have something just as surprising: castles. And not just a few. Hidden across the country are enormous stone mansions, towering fortresses, and extravagant estates that look like they were taken straight out of Europe. These castles were built by eccentric millionaires, hopeless romantics, ambitious artists, and dreamers who wanted to turn fantasy into reality. During America's Gilded Age, wealthy families spent fortunes creating massive homes inspired by French chateaus, Scottish castles, and Italian palaces. Some were built to impress high society, while others were designed simply because their owners believed ordinary mansions weren't grand enough. From mysterious hilltop fortresses to seaside castles with secret tunnels and lavish ballrooms, each one tells a story of obsession, luxury, and imagination. Some are filled with priceless art collections, while others hide legends of ghosts, heartbreak, and unfinished dreams. Today, these incredible castles still stand as reminders of a time when money had no limits and imagination ruled everything. And once you see them, you might forget you're even in America.
Rising from a tiny island in the Hudson River, Bannerman Castle looks like the ruins of a forgotten kingdom, something you'd expect to find in a Gothic novel, not just outside New York City. It was built in 1901 by Francis Bannerman VI, a businessman who made his fortune selling military surplus. Legend has it, he needed a place to store thousands of weapons and explosives because his wife refused to keep them in the basement anymore. So Bannerman turned this small island into a fortress-like warehouse, complete with towering walls and castle-style architecture. But despite its dramatic appearance, this was never a royal home. It was essentially a massive storage facility for munitions. Then, in 1920, disaster struck. A large stockpile of gunpowder accidentally exploded, damaging parts of the structure and marking the beginning of its slow decline. Over the years, fires, weather, and time have continued to wear it down. Today, the castle stands in haunting ruins, with trees and vines slowly reclaiming its stone walls. Visitors can kayak to the island or take guided boat tours to see it up close, where history, mystery, and nature collide in a strangely beautiful, almost apocalyptic scene. In the rugged landscape of Colorado, Bishop Castle stands as one of the most unbelievable hand-built structures in America. Construction began in 1969, when Jim Bishop decided to build a castle completely on his own. What started as a personal project turned into a lifelong obsession. For over 55 years, he worked almost entirely by himself, shaping stone, welding, and constantly expanding his creation until his death in 2024. The result is a towering structure that rises about 160 feet into the sky, filled with spiraling staircases, narrow walkways, and towering spires. And at the top, there's even a massive metal dragon that can actually breathe fire. But this castle isn't polished or predictable. It's raw, daring, and a little bit dangerous. Many of the high walkways have no railings at all, reflecting Bishop's belief in freedom over safety. Amazingly, admission is still free. Visitors can climb, explore, and experience the castle up close, if they're brave enough. Because at the top of the tallest tower, the views are incredible, but the lack of safety rails is very real. Bishop Castle isn't just a structure, it's one man's vision, built stone by stone, without limits, without rules, and without ever giving up. Perched atop Vista Rock in the heart of Central Park, Belvedere Castle looks like something pulled straight from a fairy tale, but it was never meant to be a real fortress. Built in 1869, this miniature castle was designed as a Victorian folly, which basically means it had no real purpose other than to look beautiful. It was an architectural decoration, created simply to add charm and imagination to the park's landscape. Over time, though, the castle found a more practical role. Today, it's home to the Henry Luce Nature Observatory, where visitors can learn about wildlife and the natural environment of the park. And thanks to its elevated position, it also offers some of the most stunning panoramic views in all of Central Park. But it hasn't always looked this magical. By the mid-20th century, years of neglect left the castle in rough shape, more haunted ruin than charming landmark. In the 1980s, a major restoration brought it back to life, carefully preserving its original design while giving it a new purpose. Today, Belvedere Castle is one of the park's most beloved spots, a place where history, nature, and a touch of fantasy come together right in the middle of New York City. In the quiet countryside of Ohio stands one of the most unexpected castles in America, Loveland Castle, a medieval-style fortress built almost entirely by one man. Construction began in 1929, when Harry Andrews started shaping his dream using stones he personally collected from the nearby Little Miami River. What followed was more than 50 years of relentless building, stone by stone. Andrews was inspired by his experiences in Europe during World War I, and he returned home with a bold idea. If Europe could have castles, why couldn't Ohio? So he set out to build one himself. Without professional equipment or a large crew, he relied on ancient construction techniques, simple tools, and a primitive pulley system, along with an extraordinary amount of patience and determination. The result is a fully realized medieval-style castle, complete with towers, stone walls, and a sense of history that feels far older than it is. Today, the castle is maintained by the Knights of the Golden Trail, a group Andrews founded to help preserve his creation and continue its legacy. Visitors can tour the castle for a small fee, exploring its halls and grounds while witnessing what one determined man, a river full of stones, and 5 decades of dedication can achieve. If you like this video, give it a comment, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and share it with your friends. On a small island in the St. Lawrence River, Bolt Castle stands as one of the most romantic and heartbreaking stories in America. Construction began in 1900, when George Bolt, a wealthy hotel owner, set out to build a grand Rhineland-style castle as a Valentine's Day gift for his beloved wife, Louise. Every detail was meant to celebrate their love, turning the island into a dreamlike escape. But in 1904, tragedy struck. Louise died suddenly before the castle was finished. Heartbroken, Bolt stopped construction immediately and never returned. The island was abandoned, left frozen in time, a monument to love and loss. For 73 years, the unfinished castle stood empty, slowly weathered by time and nature. Then, in the 1970s, the Thousand Islands Bridge Authority took over the property and began carefully restoring it. Today, visitors can reach the island by ferry and step inside this once-forgotten dream. You can walk through its grand halls, explore the powerhouse, and even see the remarkably preserved bowling alley. What was once a story of heartbreak has become one of beauty, where a man's love and his loss are forever etched into stone. In the quiet town of Great Barrington, one building feels completely out of place, in the best way possible. Searles Castle rises like something pulled straight from a medieval fantasy. Built in 1888 by Edward Searles, this massive 40-room mansion blends Romanesque and Gothic styles into one bold, unforgettable design. And from the moment you see it, you know this isn't just a house. Towering turrets, thick stone walls, and dramatic give it a powerful presence, almost like it was built to defend against an attack. It doesn't just sit there, it dominates the landscape. Step inside, at least in your imagination, and it gets even more impressive. Stained glass windows glow with color, intricate carved woodwork lines the walls, and every detail feels rich, dramatic, and slightly over the top. This was never meant to be ordinary. It was designed to impress. Over the years, the castle passed through different owners and purposes, evolving with time. Today, it serves as the home of the John Dewey Academy. The interior isn't open to the public, but even from the outside, the castle leaves a lasting impression. It's the kind of place that makes you wonder, what would it be like to go to school in a castle? To sit in class surrounded by stone walls and stained glass, in a place that feels more like a legend than real life. Because here, in this quiet town, reality and fantasy blur. And for a moment, it almost feels like dragons could be just around the corner. This one might feel like cheating. It was built in 2007, but Castello di Amorosa is so incredibly authentic, it absolutely earns its spot. Tucked into California's wine country, this massive castle was created by winemaker Dario Satui, who spent 14 years and around $40 million bringing a 13th century Tuscan dream to life. And this isn't just a themed attraction. It's the real deal. The castle features a moat, a working drawbridge, towering stone walls, and even a fully built torture chamber, because apparently wine tasting needed a little extra medieval drama. But what really sets it apart is the detail. To make it feel truly authentic, over 8,000 tons of hand-chiseled stone were used, along with more than 1 million antique bricks imported from Europe. Every corner was designed to match the look and feel of real medieval castles. Today, visitors can explore dark dungeons, walk through grand halls, and of course, enjoy wine tastings in one of the most unique settings you'll ever experience. It's the kind of place where you half expect to see knights walking the halls, even if you're standing there in a modern outfit, holding a glass of Cabernet.
River, this castle looks like it belongs in medieval Europe, yet it was built in the early 1900s. It was created between 1914 and 1919 by William Gillette, the legendary actor best known for playing Sherlock Holmes. But this wasn't just a home, it was his personal masterpiece. He designed it himself, pouring his imagination into every single detail. From the outside, the castle looks like a rugged fortress, with rough stone walls, uneven towers, and dramatic angles that make it feel almost mysterious. But inside, it's something else entirely. Every door is unique, with hand-carved wooden locks. There are hidden passageways, built-in furniture, sliding tables, and cleverly placed mirrors. It's not just a house. It's a puzzle, a playground, and a work of art all at once. And the magic doesn't stop there. The castle sits on a sprawling 184-acre estate known as the Seven Sisters, filled with wooded trails, stone bridges, and even the remains of a miniature railroad Gillette built just for fun. After his death in 1937, the property became a public park. Today, visitors can explore the castle, walk the scenic grounds, and take in breathtaking views of the river below. But what truly makes this place unforgettable isn't just the architecture, it's the imagination behind it. Because Gillette Castle isn't a royal fortress, it's a theatrical dream, built in stone by a man who refused to think small.
Perched high on a mountain in Montclair, Kip's Castle is a striking English Tudor-style mansion that looks like it was transported straight from Europe. It was built in 1902 by Frederick Kipp, a wealthy textile entrepreneur who wanted a home with both dramatic architecture and sweeping views. And he certainly got it. Towering stone walls, turrets, and battlements overlook the skyline of Manhattan in the distance. Even in the early 1900s, it seems some commuters wanted more than just convenience. They wanted castles with a view. Over the years, the property changed hands multiple times and took on many roles. At one point during Prohibition, it even operated as a secret speakeasy, proving that nothing hides illegal activity quite like a full-blown castle on a hill. Today, the castle itself is used for private events, while the surrounding grounds are open as part of a county park. Visitors can walk the trails, explore the landscape, and take in the dramatic architecture from below. It's the kind of place where you half expect to be greeted by eccentric nobility, even if you're just there for an afternoon hike.